oil right now is rallying, and it is rallying on a couple of headlines and a couple of things that everybody's talking about. One of the things they're talking about is the hopes. They're using this word hopes. They better overly emphasize that word. They should put it in italics, bolded, capital letters. Hopes that demand is going to pick up. Now, I saw that very, very early this morning coming out of a UK newspaper, I think, or I heard it on BBC this morning, but I found it very, very interesting. I began immediately to search. Now, I usually don't get into domestic numbers first thing in the morning. I usually spend my time on the international markets. It's not until about 5:30 do I turn to the domestic markets, but I turned to the domestic markets a little bit earlier and found the same thing. But what I couldn't find is what the hopes were based on. Because China early this morning, put out its forecast for their growth, and it was 6.5% to 7%. Now, if you know anything about the China market, 6.5% or 7% would be astronomical, particularly for the Obama normal of growth in this economy. That would be amazing. And in most developing nations, anything over 4% growth is amazing. Not for China. 6.5%, 7% is actually slowing demand. Also, China has put a cap on what they are going to import as far as coal goes and other natural resources. They didn't go into the detail of what other natural resources are, but one's got to expect. They're talking about oil as well. And that would be obviously because of demand, lack of demand, I should say, coming out of China, as opposed to what they said, which, well, we really feel committed to green energy, to our environment. Really? Come on. If you believe that, then you're really living in a twilight zone. So they don't care. They could care less about that. But nonetheless, it's a great excuse for them to say we're cutting our demand because of our conscientious reasons for global warming. It's easy to say that. Trust me, when their factory manufacturing demand picks up and becomes normalized, that'll be out the door in a hurry. But that's what they're saying.